how old are you?
I'm 56.
Respect for learning new things, trying out new things at 56, dude. This is the living example that age is just a number. Age is honestly just a number. If you have that fire within you, you can do whatever you wish to do.
There's a different reason for that. When
Okay,
I
tell me.
entered, when I entered at the age of 22 into human resource management was an unknown to me at that point of time. I was not knowing how to manage people, how to do a recruitment, how to prepare a payroll for the employees, how the industry relation will take place, how the unions to be handled, how a charge to be issued. I was not knowing. I ventured into an unknown area and I excelled. Same way when I'm at this age, I mean, entering into an unknown area the way I ended at the 23rd age, creating a new career and a new life for me.
So it's basically the same mindset, just a different age.
That's it.
Respect. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Visionary Stories podcast. Today, I'm sitting down with an innovator, with an entrepreneur, with an outside the box thing. I'm sitting down with the founder of Ghar Se Career. I'm sitting down with Biju Sebastian. We'll get into his latest, just started business, Ghar Se Career, his life story, his biggest learnings, all of that. We'll get into all of that here today on the show. Biju Sebastian, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can we do a clap?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Visionary Stories podcast.
You are perfect just as you are.
The one thing that'll stop you from growing is your ego.
Perfection is not attainable because if you're perfect, then you have nothing to pursue in life. Become the person you could be.
It's gonna fail. That means that won't work for you. Try another one.
There's room for improvement. That's what.
Best is never attainable.
It's not okay. You just...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Visionary Stories. Welcome back to the Visionary Stories podcast.
Mental health, physical health, everything takes effort, everything takes time.
You have to work. You have to work hard every day.
That's the end game.
That's taking your arsenal and just throwing it back at you.
I'm like, it's not going to stay for permanent. Nothing's permanent. Cruise thing, just live it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Visionary Stories podcast. Today on episode 6, I'm sitting down with an innovator, with an outside-the-box thinker, with an entrepreneur, with the founder of Ghar Se Career. He's a close relative of mine, and he started this new business, Ghar Se Career, where it brings the work-from-home concept to a next level. I'm sitting down with Biju Sebastian. He's a very wise person, and he gets into everything here today on the show. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me. Thank you for coming onto the show. Thank you for taking time off on your Sunday to come here and talk to me about your business. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. Okay, so let's just get into a couple of questions. Okay, who is Biju Sebastian and what is his purpose and how young is he?
Oh my God. See, Biju Sebastian is a human resource development professional with 31 years of experience, working as a Vice President Corporate HR of Somani Ceramics Limited, and it's a 50-year-old organization having a 3,500 workforce and spread across India. The life purpose, I was searching for a new role in my life. I'm nearing to my retirement. I was keep on thinking, what is next? So two things came into my mind, not today, 10 years before. One, acquire a doctorate degree, go to an education institute, teach the younger generation. Number two, open up a consultancy, again that as a business, run that consultancy. But I realized one thing, every retired people get into a consultancy. How I have to be different from them. So I was searching onto this. In my search, I got Ghar Se Career in my mind. I moved along with that, literally moved further and established today. In case I'm not able to establish this, I'm not today thinking, I thought of, as I said 10 years before, I have joined for my PhD, which I'll complete in 2022. So this is how I made a purpose for my life. This is how I planned my second career.
And how young is Biju Sebastian?
Age is a number. The mind is young. body may be old,
Yeah.
but I give an importance to my mind than to my body. That is making me every day younger.
Yeah.
So I drive with this concept of age is a number. Mind should have youthfulness.
Yeah.
Keep yourself motivated morning to evening. Drive with full energy.
So how are you? How are you today? How are you doing? How's the pandemic? The pandemic in your area?
See, the pandemic is no more going to get away from us. The pandemic becomes a part and parcel of the life. Pandemic is not really affected anything surrounded to me.
Okay. But how has your lifestyle changed? Like before, no one used to wear a mask on the street, but now everyone has to. Like how is that? How is the change in lifestyle? How change in schedules and all of that?
That is the one horrible thing really happened. Earlier, people were free. Now, a lot of restrictions, controls, rules, regulations one need to follow. The lost freedom of people to move around. But other than that, I don't think, again, pandemic is a big issue with today's all safety norms and today's all guidelines given by various health institutions. The pandemic, I think it is fine. If you take it on your head and it's a pandemic. And moreover, pandemic is outside. Pandemic is not inside.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I look at it.
Okay, because I know your business is kind of like a work from home scenario. How do you feel to be working from home? What has changed that that you really want to go back to the office? What is that one thing that you wish pandemic was for?
See, people again always like to work in teams.
Yeah.
As a human nature, people always interact and make a fun at the workplace, and then they complete their task.
Yeah.
But in pandemic, maybe a stress on to the workforce across the spectrum of the employees.
Yeah.
But I feel that the work from home, which has really benefited to employees in many ways. The first and most important thing happened to the employees is that the way they were tensed or stressed in the morning to reach office in time, because in every company is having a particular time to start.
Yeah.
So with the traffic jam, availability of the transport, sometimes the rain, all those things were really making them stress in the morning to reach office in time. Same way, in the evening, they have again a stress to leave office in time. Sometimes it may not be. And they have to reach home back in time. After all, everybody is having a family. So people try and spend some time with their families. If you're late, so that opportunity is missing. In pandemic, really that given a choice to the employees now, would you like to work from home? That will reduce your stress in the morning. You have plenty of time. You're relaxed in the morning. And that's the one major thing happened. Second, travel also required spending money. That, in fact, is saving for the employees. And the third, as I said, the time which they spent, they are able to spend time for their own developments or to their families.
Makes sense,
Third thing, I feel that spending not only on to even to the travel, spending in other ways also. Once you are out of your home, you have to spend money for your dress, your all your other foodstuffs, or your lunch, your breakfast. Some people are not able to take even a breakfast from home. They bring to office and have, or they have a particular eating point where they in the morning in the travel they take that breakfast from that point. So all those kinds of expenses, really employees are able to see that it's a huge saving for them. And fourth, I will say, the pandemic explained to the employees, we can complete a task in this way also working from home. Many times people were thinking, how do I work unless until someone is sitting inside the office with that, it's like a classroom. You have a class starting at a particular time and finishing at a particular time, and teacher is teaching and going. So people's thought process was like that. They will be able to really complete their task in that particular time in a disciplined environment. But it is really proven today that it's an assignment which you can complete from anywhere in the world.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's deep dive into everything that we set to discuss here today. Everything about Ghar Se career and how the whole idea came about. So let's go back to your childhood. Tell me how was this scenario when you were growing up? What was the household like? Just take me through everything. Just give me a rough walk around memory lane.
See, I born and brought up a small place in Kerala. Studied there up to my graduation. Post that, I moved to a place called Kolhapur in Maharashtra to do my post-graduation in human resource management. So I was a normal person and a normal student, not that studious in studies. My interest was always on to serving people. Public activities.
Public activity. Yeah.
Various organizations, including I was a member in a gardening committee. That was also really inspired me.
Yeah.
So the gardening, seeing the flowers, and when the butterflies are coming, all those moments were really I enjoyed. So I was even in a gardening committee also. All kind of public activities, wherever I got an opportunity, I did that.
Yeah.
Sometimes even I went even for strike also with the Kerala's transport depot once to permitting a bus to the students like us to go to a college.
Yeah.
Where the police came and arrested. All those things was nicely enjoyed my childhood days.
Childhood. Yeah. Yeah.
The whole point triggered in my life, I was the general secretary for a national service scheme of the Mahatma Gandhi University in Kerala. That time it was a MG University. So the NSS really given me a lot of leadership qualities.
Yeah.
Same way in church, we had various organizations, youth organizations. I could hold in almost all organizations a leadership position.
Yeah.
Either secretary or president. That way, really, I could enjoy that leadership qualities.
Yeah.
A lot of seminars, lot of training programs I got in my that childhood to my youthful age.
Yeah.
So once I was in a camp in National Service Scheme, they used to conduct a 10-day service
10-day
camp.
camps. Yeah.
So that camps are at a remote places where you have to manage everything. You have to cook, you have to eat, you have to work, and evening times you have a program with in coordination with the people of that area. That's how it was. It's a wonderful time. So I could really do a good leadership in those camps. So I became a permanent general secretary to that National Service Scheme for 2 years.
Yeah.
That given and helped to adopt a colony to construct around 80 houses for the poor people. So there also when we went, a lot of political issues, social issues, and economical issues. So with those situation, I have met a person who did MSW. I never heard about the word this MSW as a degree. So that really inspired me to really to deep dive into understand what is MSW. So that is how I went to do my degree post-graduation in MSW.
Yeah.
So I have the basic principle which I learned in MSW was to help a person to help himself. So that means you need not to give a free service. Help a person to stand his own feet.
Yeah, basically teach someone to fish rather than give him the fish.
Exactly. So that is what I learned. So throughout my career, I started in Delhi, then other places. I practiced this. I looked at each human being as a resource.
Yeah.
So I usually call it as an independent, intelligent workstation. Each human being is an independent, intelligent workstation. the limitations, strengths always with every personality.
Hmm.
You can't remove 100%. Rather looking at his weakness, look at always on the strength of the person. So this is how I did my the journey from childhood to the career.
Yeah.
Childhood was not that joyful because the schools and the education system comparing to today, that time it was not that simple and easy. Walk to the school for a long distance, even at the rain and the summer, and coming back to home, doing some household activity at home. That's how the life built up. So, but
Makes sense. Yeah.
if you look at the momental that time, enjoyed.
That's nice. Okay, so let's talk about the business that you recently started. I have to say, like around 7 to 8 days back. Yeah. So where was Garse career inspired from? Where was that? How and where did you see this initially? When was that time when you were like, oh, okay, I can make this happen. I have this idea in my head. What do I do now? Like, what turning point where you were like, oh, I have this idea?
I was never thought I'll call this as an Gharse career. My interest was to look at the lady sitting at home.
Okay.
There are plenty of ladies even sitting abroad, the USA, UK, or even Australia, in Gulf countries. These ladies studied, educated, and they worked for some time. They have that relevant, required experience.
Yeah.
But my interest was to bring those people on a working platform. I may be able to give an employment to very limited people, but around 20 million women sitting in India itself after their graduation and post-graduation without work. I was thinking if I bring them on a work platform, if they start earning, India's per capita income will go high. The growth on the GDP will go high. So I have seen that irrespective of the various function, everybody can work from home. It was very strongly I believed and then I practiced and tested and proved. That was the time onwards I was thinking to do this as a function as an NGO. That was I initially kept in my mind.
Yeah.
But running an NGO required a lot of other resources, which where from the funding come.
Yeah.
Then how do I expand that funding further to really to serve this activity? But I found that may not be a right way of looking this concept.
Yeah.
So I was really moving around with this idea for almost 2-3 months in my mind. Finally, one day I was talking to a person about this concept. So he said, in India, it won't be practical.
Yeah.
Because in India, everybody would like to see the employees are sitting in front of them and doing it. Indian business house will never adopt.
Yeah.
So, but still I felt it is possible. So the best thing for that, I thought getting a platform made as a website where career aspiring women sitting at home can post their bios and employers wish to utilize their service can be tapped through this website.
This was all before the pandemic, yeah?
This was all before the pandemic, and I think this concept came into my mind somewhere in 2018, in June, July, 5-6 months, I was keeping this idea in my mind. In 2019, January, I jumped into to developing a website. I made all the sketches many times, really. I made how it should be, what it should be, what not it should be. So this is how it, developed this site. But while developing, I understood 2-3 areas where the people suffer. One is handicaps. See, many of the handicapped people cannot travel and work from it. They have limitations. They all are educated. Government is giving a lot of support to study for these handicapped people, but they study, but they don't get job.
Yeah.
They struggle, they suffer.
Mm.
So they're intelligent. So I thought, why don't I bring them also onto this platform? That was the second.
Yeah.
Third, I could see that the people, those who are retired in India at the age of 55, 58 or 60, people get retired from their workplaces. Rich experience and rich knowledge all get one day wasted, or they're not able to utilize further. So they put a full stop to that the knowledge. So why don't I bring those people also on this site? So I brought them also onto this site. Rest, otherwise the world is open. So anybody wish to work can really put their bio into this website. But this is exclusively for the people, those who wish work from home only. That's how I made this exclusivity.
Yeah.
It is a very small concept now. I don't know how it to grow further. The time will tell. Success, failure is a two different thing. I wish it should fail first, and that will give me a lot more, the insight into that. And I wish I should struggle initially to bring all my energy and thought process into that. So I feel I'm inside a jail now. I'm looking at that. I want to break the jail. So I'm using all my thinking, efficiency, precision. No, it's once you have to breaking a jail is not that easy. You have to be time bound, the precision, your all actions to really to come out of the jail. So I'm into that stage now.
All right. So we were having a conversation right before we started, and I asked him if he had any investors, and you said you didn't. You said money for the idea came from your own pocket, whatsoever amount you spent. At any point, did you ever feel like giving out because the expense that you had to bear alone? Because I think no one else was there when you started. You're the only founder. Yeah, there's no co-founders.
See, when the time comes, I'm not thought about that right now. Yes, if things move well, I will definitely look at the funding from the various sources. But this is not the right time, I feel. Or if it is required, we'll look at it.
Okay, so like at any one point when you put the money from your own pocket, did you ever feel like giving this up? Because what if it doesn't work? Because it's always hit or miss. Whatever new business comes up, it's always hit or miss. So at any one point was that fear like, should I stop? Did you ever think about that? Was there ever a point when you were starting this business?
No, I have a nature of very strong determination. I do my the homework before I jump in. It's my nature. So I have studied. I have put my all effort in the market, various websites, not only in India and even abroad also. There are few sites give a job to the women community. That is there already. I will try my level best to make this as a unique, a simple platform without any complexity or without any difficulty for an employer or an employee looking for a candidate and a job. I will not limit by only bringing these people on a platform. I have various other plans in my mind to add on services to this Ghar Se Career. I think that I will take it at the appropriate time. I would not like to disclose at this point of time.
Perfectly fine. Okay. So this has been going on. This idea has been going through your head from 2018, 2019, and the pandemic happened. That was kind of like a golden shot. Like it was basically food on the table for you. How did you feel? Because obviously at first when the pandemic hit, there was a wave of fear. Everyone was scared. Everyone was like, how will you do this working from home? And like what was your mindset at the time? Were you also like for the first period panicking about everything? Or did you like immediately be like, oh, now this is the opportunity for me. This is when I should put in the time and start this up.
Exactly. I was thinking to release this website by 2021, somewhere in May, June. That was, I thought. But looking at the current opportunity, why I accelerated it, because if I launch it now, my half of my job will get reduced in publicity.
Yeah.
The Gharse career, that site name itself will take to the people's mind very fast. You'll get that opportunity or that way of new working, a new method of working is already adopted. So I feel that this will get adopted so quickly. I accelerated the work onto this site, in fact, immediately after the lockdown.
Awesome. That's awesome. You have this, I feel like you have this strength to like just pounce on the opportunity, man. So that's honest respect for that. Because I feel like most of the people when the pandemic hit were complaining, whining about the fact that everyone has to be home. But then, respect to the people who like straight in saw the opportunity and just jumped at it. So respect for that. Okay. So it's been a while, like it's been 8 days, and obviously the working, functioning, all of this has been happening for almost 1 to 2 years. What were the major hiccups you went through? Because like a lot of prep goes into doing something, especially because this is completely online. There is no office as such set up, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the developing on site, this site was again a remote development which did, and nobody was sitting across to me, and I was able to see the site, how it is coming, not coming.
Yeah, exactly. So, what was there any like major issues that you faced at the time? Or something?
Yeah. So
what were the things you went through?
The idea which I was giving it to the developer, and then what they were developing and showing it to me was different many a times. So where I spent a lot of time with them to explaining to them. One by one. And initially I was reviewing him once in a week. So, but again, I could see that at one point of time, site developed into a different concept. So scrap that, complete.
You had to restart.
Yes, then restarted onto that. So that was initially, it was a tough at this point of time. But again, one thing, I learned out of this. If you look at it is tough. If you wanted to do it, you will find the ways and methods and means.
Exactly. Yeah.
So second thing, the resources. That was another challenge. Though this concept of career, I felt it. I was trying to avoid it to publicize to anybody because people are all looking around for an ideas. So I was not able to consult with many people to pull in resources to help me out to bring this up.
Exactly.
So I could not do that. So finally, I have used some of my the close friends and my daughter. That is how I really could complete. Yes, it was a tough during this period to complete and remote developing a site.
So was that the only issue that you faced, just the developing of the site? Or there some other hiccups?
No, other than that, I could not find any kind of hiccups onto that. That was the job to do that.
Okay, so I have to say this working from home online scenario, it was I guess it was initially targeted at women and handicapped people and all these retired workforce. But you can say there is a very large portion of the youth that are very lazy sitting at home that you can also target. Was that something that just happened, or was that something that you actually thought of?
I never thought of to adding this youth into this or that matter anybody wish to work. So that idea again boosted in my mind during this pandemic. This was not there in my mind. I was exclusively developing this website for women community, only. Then I have added handicaps. Then I have added retired people. Now I kept it open for everybody who would wish to work from home. This platform will serve.
Very nice. That's awesome. Okay, just so can you take me through how the website runs? Say I'm someone who's looking for a job. What do I do? How do I approach it?
See, if you open the website, you will see 2 tabs. One is post a job. Second is find a job. So people wish to find a job, they can go and search the jobs published on this website. And post a job is specifically for the employers where they wish to publish the job which they have and where they want to find a resource. So I made it so simple, this website. I have not made it any complications. And for an employee also and for an employer also, both can see the history of their transactions in the website.
Yeah.
How many positions you have posted in this website, and when did you close that position? How many candidates applied for that position? All those history you can really tag onto this website.
Yeah.
And if only one employee wanted to just to post their biodata with their skills, that is also available on a tab at the homepage itself given, post your CV. So just to post, any employer wanted to look at your bio and want to call you for a interaction for
Interview.
a form, that is also available.
That's
Now,
awesome.
I have made 3 ways of skills and the search basically. One is a professional search. See, the professional search, I put all the professionals like doctors, advocates, engineers, or even an agriculturist. So all those professional chartered accountants, all those into professional category. Second, I put as the candidates by profession. Somebody may be an accountant, somebody may be a talent acquisition specialist, somebody may be a food technologist. So like that. So the by profession, you can search, you can post the either bio or even a job. The third category is by skill. Somebody say that I am a web designer. Somebody say that I am skilled in Photoshop. So one can post the bio with that skill set, or even an employer can post the job requirement with that specific skill. So this is how I have made that the site.
Okay, so Classic Career is out and available right now. So for anyone who's watching who wants to get a job or anything for that sort, you can. If you're watching this, please just go ahead, go check the website. Just scroll through the website. Let Biju Sebastian know I sent you. Just go check it out. Just go check it out whenever you guys are free. Okay. So now that Classic Career is out and running right now, and I hope you're getting. I mean, I guess you are getting a good load of responses. I mean, right now, responses right now, right?
I have not made that as a wide publicity right now.
Yeah.
As I said, I would like to see that things are established one by one and then moving ahead.
Okay.
For me, the challenge was to make this site live, which I did on September 8.
No, one step at a time.
Correct. So I don't want it to have eating everything. So it's like now for me, I'm a human resource development manager. Now I entered into an IT segment. I ventured into an unknown area.
Yes.
So for me, each step has to have a thoughtful before stepping forward. So I would like to do it slowly and steady, establish very well. Now my next plan is to do a digital marketing. So I'm preparing for that, number one.
Preparing for that,
Number two, I'm trying to see that which all are the platform where I can speak about Career. So I'm looking at those kind of platform where I can speak. Third, I am looking at the communities, or the community, I mean to say that the various housing communities or school communities where the maximum ladies are available to explain about the Career. This is how I would like to go further. I will not move on to this very fast with this.
Very slow,
Very slow, steady. Next 1 year time, I have made it free for everybody. Use it, experience. Based on the feedback which I received, I will further refine the site. I'll make more search, become more experienced to the people. That is how I would like.
How old are you?
I'm 56.
Respect for learning new things, trying out new things at 56, dude. This is the living example that age is just a number. Age is honestly just a number. If you have that fire within you, you can do whatever you wish to do.
There's a different reason for that. When I ended at the age of 22 into human resource management was an unknown to me at that point of time. I was not knowing how to manage people, how to do a recruitment, how to prepare a payroll for the employees, how the industry relation will take place, how the unions to be handled, how a charge to be issued. I was not knowing. I ventured into an unknown area and I excelled. Same way when I am at this age, I mean, entering into an unknown area, the way I ended at the 23rd age, creating a new career and a new life for me.
So it's basically the same mindset, just a different age.
That's it.
Respect. So, okay, just give me whatever is coming on your mind. Where do you see yourself with Career like 5 years from now? What do you see it as?
My dream is that in the country, every house, educated lady sitting is speaking about Career. And they are able to find a life and a financial support through this website.
Yeah.
When I said 20 million ladies sitting at home after their education and experience working with various organizations, can I reduce that number to a 10 million in 5 years' time? That is what my dream.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Dream number 2, there are plenty of ladies again sitting at outside India also. Indians basically.
Yeah.
Not able to work in that particular country because of various reasons. Can they get a job?
Yeah.
Number 3, many of the the companies, employers are also looking at the work completion through an outsource.
Yeah.
Can they find the Indian women dedicated to completing their work? That means from across the world, various organizations are posting their job requirements through this site. And they are finding a resource in India or in their own country and Indians. That is what my dream.
Okay, so this is the point where I reverse the role. If you have any questions for me, you can ask 1 or 2 questions.
What inspired to look at this podcast?
Oh, okay. Basically, I was searching for meaning in my own life. I was searching for meaning, and I was in a very dark place where my creativity had run out. I was drained physically, like, the teenage stuff, like I was having no energy within me, all of that. And I found it amazing to have conversations with people who I don't know much. I just know them. I don't know much more about them. I want to know how their life was and all of that. And what started out as a conversation between friends, I thought, why don't we add value to it? Because you're taking out like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your life. I mean, of your life, of your day, of your week to listen to something that I am putting out. So I wanted to add value to that. And so we changed guests. We got people with life experience so that you can learn something that where you can absorb stuff from their life. Because I find though they say experience is the best teacher, I feel like others' experience is a much better teacher because you don't have to go through that. If you're smart enough to pick it up from someone else's life, honestly speaking, you have your life figured out. So basically it was just me figuring out a meaning and trying to find out where I wanted to see myself in 5 to 6 years from now. That's how the podcast started. And now that's how it started. But now looking at the podcast, I use this term called brain food. Basically, it's like feeding your curiosity, feeding your brain that energy, that power, that experience from others' lives. And honestly, at this point, it's basically brain food for me. I need to have these conversations because my brain needs that energy. It needs that experience so that I can keep planning the next few steps of my life. Kind of like that. That's how the podcast is now.
Great, super. Get to know about this.
Thank you. Okay, I have a question for you. If you would have a movie after your whole business and your whole startup, your whole life, what would that movie be called?
I like the term as the Ghar Se career.
Nice.
No doubt.
That's good.
Because I like to revolutionize the method of work through this website, which people were saying impractical. An year before. Why year before? Even 6 months before, which I was thinking it is practical in 2018, which become practical, possible and effective today. So I'll make that, that story as how that the people change happened with no time, with an invisible, that virus.
Okay, I just want to know, because this is a very big journey, even moving forward, there's a lot you have looking forward to with your business as well as your life. Has there ever been like a person who has given you some advice that has really stuck with you throughout this life?
No, for this subject, I have not taken any
advice. In general. Has there any advice that maybe your dad or like someone else, some old relative, grandfather, anyone has given you that always been there with you and stuck with you?
No, I always looked at things in a different way. My thinking pattern always is different. I always see that what is impossible, how can I make it possible? That comes from my readings. So I keep on reading an abnormal areas. So what I mean to say that if I feel to read today history, I'll read history. And tomorrow if I feel I should read something about physics, I will read physics. And last few days before, I was reading about how the jailers break jails. What mindset they have, how they plan, how advanced planning they do, how they make their each movements in such a precision way. and then they finally do it. The emotions which they carry at that point of time, tensions which they carry at that point of time, the stress they hold at that point of time. So I don't read a particular subject area. It may be, as I said, it may be history, it may be physics, or it may be religious, or it may be in economics and chemistry. During this pandemic time, I was trying to read a lot of chemistry and chemistry and the virus, how the chemicals can really kill this virus and what's the method and methodologies. So those readings really made my thinking pattern different. Number two, I don't sit idle even for a minute. I'm a very restless person. Highly restless person. I have my disciplines, what time sleep and what time get up, what all activity need to do. And all those things are well disciplined. And probably this is what is my entertainment also. I don't spend otherwise for my time for any entertainment, watching a movie or doing anything else. So this is what I create.
Okay, since you are a very reader, is there any books that you recommend my audience to check out? Is there anything that you would want the audience to read as a must read before you die?
See, in Ghar Se career, once I started, one of my guru, I'll say that, I told him, this is the concept, this is the thing. He was recommended a book to read that is called Digital Nation, authored by Mr. N. Chandrasekharan, who is the current MD of Tata Sons. That speaks about how India is converting, especially the women community, how their employment opportunities are blocked or stopped in their life. He has given all statistics and what India need to do to overcome and bring them on a platform to work. All stories written there. So that book, which the latest one which I am reading, and I think India, everybody or every employer should read that book.
Awesome. Okay. These are the closing things. What is the biggest 2 to 3 pieces of advice? Because my podcast is based around making your ideas possible, turning your passion into a paycheck. All of these still what people think is very bizarre, very unnatural. It's happened. People still think it's very impossible. So what is the biggest 2 to 3 pieces of advice to the audience who's still looking for themselves, who's still looking for that passion that they can turn to a paycheck, and who's still stuck in that box where they want to get out but they really can't? What is your biggest 3 pieces of advice for that?
Number one, experience failure.
Yes.
Number two, time will never wait for you. Use each second of your life. Third, a consistent approach. Fourth, motivate yourself.
Awesome.
The fifth one, don't run behind money. Find value for your life.
Exactly. Yes.
That's it.
Man, that's dope. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for coming on to the show. Honestly, thank you for coming and being a part of my podcast. And I don't know honestly what the future holds for you. I don't know if Ghar Se career is the thing and if it will blow up. I don't know if something else is going to happen. That's going to blow up for you. But I'm pretty sure, because you're an innovator, honestly. You're an innovator. You're an outside the box thinker. And I'm very sure that will return back value to your life. That will add a lot of, like how they say full circle, it'll all come back, honestly speaking. And Ghar Se career just started. And please, if you're still listening, even around this time, please go check out garsecareer.com. And I wish you all the best for that. And I hope it really becomes whatever you envision it to become. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.